How are you there, Tim?
I'm doing fine. The folks in Dallas would prefer if you didn't mention the out-coached part. They struggle with that.
But, I mean, am I wrong, though, Tim, on that front?
No, you're not. And I'm kidding about that.
I know that.
But it's, there's still people saying, that don't think Garrett had anything to do with it. Well, of course he had everything to do with it. The idea of what you want from a coach is your team plays its tail off and they play to or beyond expectations. And that's exactly what the Cowboys did last night. They also didn't waste all their challenges in the first half.
That's right. I mean, and also let your players be who they are. And it seems like, I mentioned Van Der Esch and I mentioned Jalen Smith, and we have Byron Jones on in hour number 3. But DeMarcus Lawrence, I mean, they are following him as well. And in this day and age, you need team speed on offense. You need a young quarterback, perhaps on his first contract, so you can pay all the other positions. And you need a pass rush. And let's start with the pass rush. This is, I know Bears fans don't want to hear it either. This could be the front seven of the NFL right now, Tim.
I mean, because even when Breeze wasn't, they didn't sack him a lot. They sacked him twice, but they caused fumbles. They were in his face. He threw incompletions early. They forced him to punt with their pass rush. And you're right, it does obviously start with DeMarcus Lawrence, who was really good last year, borderline great last year, and has been terrific this year. And although he tried to kind of back down from that challenge, saying what he said was taken out of context, he did, whatever the case, he challenged his team, everybody else, and they followed him right down the line.
They certainly did. Has there ever been, in your estimation, Tim, a Cowboys team whose identity was on defense?
Well, the original, I mean, the great Cowboy teams of the 60s, Bob Lilly, Leroy Jordan, Chuck Howley, Mel Renfro, even though they had Meredith and Bob Hayes, Doomsday was kind of what got it all started. And in 77, I guess, first defensive Super Bowl MVPs, Harvey Martin and Randy White shared it. So, I mean, although they had Staubach and they had Dorsett by then. So they've always had a little of both. But since then, it's been offense. And obviously when they won in the 90s, even though the defense was really good, it was all about the triplets. So this is not only a change for the league, but a change for this franchise for about the past 30 or 40 years.
Tim Cowlishaw here on the Rich Eisen Show. So I mean, it's not a very in-depth question, but how about that Van Der Esch? I mean, is there more than one than him on the field?
The tackles he makes, and somebody, I can't remember which announcer said it a couple of weeks ago, and I hadn't really thought about it, but he said, if you play 8-man football, all you do is open field tackles. You're never in a crowd, so you better be able to tackle one-on-one. And I hadn't really thought about that, but he makes all the plays. And last night it seemed like he and Jalen Smith were, trading tackles and trading highlights. So that's something they also haven't had, even though they've had Sean Lee in and out. I mean, this guy's been unbelievable.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.